My name is Dr. Lisa Bowman, and I am head of the Forensic Science program here, which is specifically focused on crime scene investigations. And today we're going to be talking to one of our alumni who has just secured a position here in Texas, and he's going to give us some information on his experiences with the program.
Well, my name is Benjamin Boatman. I graduated in May of 2025 from the Forensic Science program. I graduated with a level 1 certification in law enforcement, a level 1 certification in forensic science, and an associate's degree in forensic science.
How would you describe your time at CBC and how you feel it prepared you for the recent job that you are about to start?
I think it prepared me very well. There's a lot of hands-on training in the program. As some may know, it's in the career and technical education side of the college, and so there's a lot of things that you have to do. For instance, we do a lot of crime scene training, and a lot of the projects revolve around doing hands-on work for a crime scene. For instance, one of the things that we had to do was a final crime scene, essentially, and it spanned over a few weeks, but you basically had to do everything from processing the crime scene, collecting evidence, writing reports, and ultimately coming to a conclusion of who the suspect is, and ultimately finding justice, really.
What areas did you find most interesting? I have a feeling I know the answer, but what is the area that you personally found most interesting?
So what I found most interesting is the investigation side of the class. In criminal investigation specifically, throughout the semester, you have a crime scene of your choosing. You get to pick whatever you'd like, and by the end of the class, you have to present everything as if you're in a courtroom. Being one person and having to do all of those different things, and make sure you get evidence from the car, make sure you get evidence from the house, off the body, things like that. In death investigation, as I mentioned earlier, throughout the semester you have multiple crime scenes. I believe we did 3, and it was very fun. It was extremely fun. I so much enjoyed it because it's hands-on. I enjoy the hands-on work.
Right.
I don't like sitting in an office all the time, or just staring at a computer. I want to be able to be out there and be with people and be active. Yeah.
I appreciate you using the word fun because most people would not use that in our field, and pointing out that we do have a lot of fun with what we do, and we know the gravity and the importance of what we're doing, but we do have ways of having fun with each other.
Yep.
And I think that is what is so special.
Mhm.
And so what skills specifically did you learn that you feel is going to be useful in that process? And maybe talk a little bit more about what, going into the program, media had kind of reflected to you as what this was going to be like.
So media has given us a certain point of view about forensic science, and certain processes and how fast-paced they are, how people work together, and things like that. Media has really alluded to the fact that people don't really work together. And when I say people, I mean, you have certain divisions in forensic science. You have your toxicology, your trace evidence, your medical examiner's office, your law enforcement, crime scene investigation. Individuals like that, media has portrayed them as not really working together as a cohesive unit, when in reality they do. And that was one of the things that we learned in the program, because you're working amongst other students, and everyone is good at something. Everyone has their niche, essentially. There were certain things. People were good at photography. People were good at finding evidence and collecting it. Other people were good at helping others where need be. That's the reality of forensics, is that people really do work as one cohesive unit.
What did you appreciate the most about CBC that maybe other schools didn't offer? And you'd been here at CBC or with CBC, and then you had left and
Mhm.
came back. So talk about part of that process and kind of what you felt was special about CBC.
Well, like you said, I started out as a dual credit student. I was homeschooled.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very blessed to have a mother who was willing to pay for my education.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that drew her here was cost. Um, because I was not a great student in my first few years of college. So I went and moved to
Mm-hmm.
another state, went to college there,
Mm-hmm.
went to Bible college actually.
Mm-hmm.
Then I came back, and again, what drew me back was cost. It's very, very cheap for the level of insight you're getting into a field of forensics.
Mm-hmm.
It it is very much worth it.
So what are some of the things that you were talking about, like dual enrollment, that you were, quote, not a very good student? But what are some of the things that happened or that you found along the way that really helped you in education?
I will be very honest, and other people may say otherwise. I do not believe I was a great student. I withdrew from many of my classes. I failed a lot of my classes. And that's frankly because I just didn't, I wasn't studying something that I enjoyed. When I came back, I knew I wanted to study something that I enjoyed. And one of the things that I enjoyed was the intersection of science and law.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't too much law and it wasn't too much science. And forensics really embodies
Crime
that.
scene.
It really embodies that.
Crime scene does, yes.
hmm that's really what drew me to the program was
Right.
it's the intersection of all these sciences: psychology, sociology, biology, anatomy,
Mm-hmm.
law. You understand one of the classes that you take in the program is fundamentals of criminal law. There's throughout the class you are presented with a lot of scenes essentially, and your goal is to figure out what
Mm-hmm.
law best fits the scenario from the Texas Penal Code.
Right.
And it helped me understand, the law side of it.
The overall curriculum, because it is an extremely large curriculum.
hmm
It's based on criminal justice, of course, some of our general educations, as well as, I believe, 6 or 7 identified special classes. How do you feel that it has prepared you for the job that you're about to start soon?
I went on a ride along when I was applying to this position that I'm about to transfer to. What I saw there, I saw a spirit of essentially what the field is really like,
Mm-hmm.
and it reminded me of the forensics program, and the forensics program here really embodies that same spirit.
Mm-hmm.
It really helped me see what the whole of the field looks like,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it has prepared me mentally in that way. Skills specifically, again, go back to um, documentation, collecting evidence. That is a skill. Not many people know how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Pharaoh training
Mm-hmm.
that we had to do. It's essentially a 3D imaging system. It helps us as students be prepared for, if a law enforcement office or something, agency has that equipment, we're prepared to use it. And if not, we become advocates for using that equipment and helping people, helping agencies obtain that equipment.
Right.
And it has helped me again in just really those ways specifically. Skills, but ultimately the spirit, knowing what the spirit of forensics is.
What do you think is the most important skill when it comes to forensic science crime scene? What's the most important skill?
I wouldn't say there's a specific skill. There are a lot of skills that you can obtain through certifications,
Mm-hmm.
which uh, this program actually offers.
Mm-hmm.
Being personable, being able to work with people, being there for others, being around people is important.
Mm-hmm.
Being there for others is important. And I think that's one of the greatest things that this program has taught me.
You did graduate in 2025.
May of 2025.
So you've been It's been a little bit,
Hmm.
not much.
Yeah.
You have taken some opportunities since then. You've been working here at Coastal Bend College,
Yeah.
as well as continuing education
Hmm.
even after, as you were working on
Hmm.
entering the field. So you can talk a little bit about that.
So yes, I currently work as a shortened title. I work in the continuing education department. I am essentially a liaison to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. I have been working on, which I actually just recently completed, um, uh, a certification in death investigation with another university in their continuing education department. I am currently still a student at CBC as well, obtaining my Associate of Science in General Education.
What your current career that you're going into, talk a little bit about what you're going to be doing and what you hope to do in the future with the organization.
So it's a entry level job, which is totally fine because I hold an associate's degree. It's very significant because most of the field, I believe, up to 80% probably of the forensic science field holds a bachelor's degree.
Yes.
20% make up PhDs, masters, and associate degrees.
Yes.
And that's significant because, yes, it's an entry level job, but it's an associate's degree. It's not a
Yes.
bachelor's degree.
Yes.
And it really shows that the associates is enough,
Mm-hmm.
even at an entry level. What I'll be doing specifically, I'll be working in the medical examiner's office as a forensic transport and dispatch technician. I'm the body picker upper, the body snatcher, if you
Mm-hmm.
will.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you're going to hospitals, going to nursing homes. You are going to crime scenes. I think that's probably another illusion that the media gives. Going back to that is that everything revolves just around crime scene,
Right.
which is not true. I mean, you examine any type of unnatural death,
Right.
frankly,
Right.
and wherever that unnatural death may occur, it can occur in a hospital. It can occur really anywhere. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
have to be a crime scene. I do want to pursue a certification in death investigation with the American Board of Medical Legal Death Investigators. I'm slowly realizing it, slowly coming to me, how
Yes.
big the field is and the
Yes.
amount of opportunities. It is its own world. It
Yes.
really is. There are
Mm.
so many things people can do.
Yep. What's the most exciting part about the job that you're about to go into?
That's really difficult to answer, to be totally honest, because it's almost impossible to put into words the feeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is essentially a fulfillment of something. It is success. It is, I studied, I put my mind to this. I found something I enjoyed first.
Mm-hmm.
I went into the program and told myself over and over and over, you know, you can do this. You're going to be successful. You enjoy this stuff, so put your mind to it. And I told myself that over and over and over again. And, first semester was really good. Raised my GPA. I was like, you know what? This is going to be pretty okay. I'm going to be good. Next semester came around, Dean's List. Oh, okay, that's new. That's a different experience there.
Right.
Semester after that, Dean's List again, and but it is the end of a chapter and the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of something,
Yes.
and that is the best way to put it.
What advice would you give somebody that's just got their cap and gown, they're graduated, degree in hand, and okay, they're kind of like the now what? Now what do I do? How do I get started?
Um, when I graduated, so I graduated in May of 2025, as we
Hmm.
said, and it took me it took me a year to get to this point. So it takes a while, and I am fortunate to have applied to one job, gotten one interview, and obtained the job
Right.
within a matter of 3 weeks,
Right.
which is frankly unheard of in this field. It's not even
Hmm.
uh, something people can imagine. I know folks who have a family, are married, have a bachelor's degree or a master's degree. Some even have a doctorate degree and are still waiting to get in the field.
Mm.
Some advice I would give is in the process of graduation, I recommend research. By that time, you don't know exactly what you want to do. To be honest, I didn't even think I was going to be working in a medical examiner's office. That wasn't even
Mm-hmm.
in my mind at that time. But doing research and understanding what is available.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one of one of the pieces of advice my parents always give me is just apply to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just apply to whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The least they can say is no,
Mm-hmm.
and
And see what the
and
opportunities
see
are.
what opportunities are out
Yep.
there.
Exactly.
One of the greatest things in this program is networking. Networking is going to get you many places,
Mm-hmm.
especially in this field.
Mm-hmm.
And so I highly recommend knowing people,
Mm-hmm.
even if you're not a people person. I'm not really a people person. I can be. I
Mm-hmm.
can be. I think everyone can be at a certain period of time.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
networking is going to get you almost anywhere.
Right. Exactly.
Hmm. You will understand by the time you get done with this program, you will understand what it is like being in the field. You really will. You will have enough hands-on training to be confident in in what you know. Uh, One of the things that I had experienced on my ride along, I was presented with a lot of morbid things,
Mm-hmm.
and yet I was able to, control myself and keep my temper and things like that. But I was astonished at the things I knew. This program really helps you understand and know and be confident by the time you graduate that you can go into the field. There's things that I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There are things that I
Yes.
don't know,
Yes.
and there are things I will learn, and that's totally okay.
Yes.
That is a-okay,
Good
and
process.
it is part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of folks think that forensics has evolved to its whole state.
Mm.
It hasn't.
No, it
It
hasn't.
really hasn't, and it evolves day to day,
Mm-hmm.
and it continues to grow.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time today. I know you're going to have to stay in touch with us as you
Mhm.
go through your adventures and come back and talk to our students.
Yeah.
And always, always welcome to come back and help with our crime scenes.
Well,
Thank you,
thank you.
Ben.